Howdy guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about where to shoot and why to stop the threat in a self-defense shooting. So before we begin, I've got 3 ground rules that I want to lay out for y'all. First off, we are not given a license to kill. We are not. We can only stop the threat. We have a right to life, a right to self-defense, a right to self-preservation that is given to us by our Creator, guaranteed to us by the Second Amendment. So we cannot shoot to kill, we can only shoot to stop the threat. Number 2, let's go back to the 4 universal rules of firearm safety. Identify your target, what's in front, what's behind. As civilians, we are responsible for every single round that comes out of the end of our firearm. We want every single round to hit its intended target. We want our target, our assailant, whatever you want to call it, to be the backstop. And I want every single round to hit our target and to embed or stay within our target. So identify your target, what's in front, what's behind. So there's no such thing as a miss. There are only unintentional hits. And then last, guys, there's no such thing as a non-lethal use of lethal force. And I'll say that again. There's no such thing as a non-lethal use of lethal force. What does that mean? Well, in the eyes of the law, me using deadly force on somebody and shooting them down here is the same as shooting him in the high thoracic. Lethal force is lethal force, regardless of where it is applied, okay? So once we got those out of the way, let's talk about why we shoot where we shoot. So this FBI target, this silhouette represents the human anatomy and where to shoot. That is an 8-inch circle that my hand can cover, and on a human body, that encompasses below the sternal notch, above the diaphragm, and between the nipples. That is an 8-inch circle. Why do we shoot there? Well, that's where the heart is. There's a lot of vital stuff right in there, and essentially what we're trying to do, so we can only stop the threat, we're trying to stop the threat as quickly as we can. We are trying to destroy their heart. We are trying to put as many rounds through their heart to create enough massive blood loss to physically force that person involuntarily to pass out. It's essentially the same concept as performing a blood choke in jiu-jitsu or MMA. We are forcing that person to tap out. We are forcing that person to go to sleep. And we do that by creating enough massive blood loss as quickly as we can. Also, since we're responsible for every round that comes out of that gun, we have a little bit higher margin of error up here. So you might have heard the term aim small, miss small. So if I put my front sight right here in the center of that target and I'm off just a couple inches, either north, south, east, or west, guys, I'm still hitting my intended target and I'm making good hits. I have a much higher margin of error right here with this 8-inch circle, with this area right here. So if I were to shoot them somewhere else like the shoulder or the leg, as Joe Biden likes to put it, guys, if you're off just a couple of inches, you're not even hitting your target, and that round's gonna go somewhere. So high thoracic, below the sternal notch, above the diaphragm, between the nipples, that is an 8-inch circle. And then number 3, there's no such thing as a non-lethal use of lethal force. Since it is the same in the eyes of the law, using deadly force down here as it is up here, I might as well end that fight as quickly as we can, creating enough massive blood loss. Another thing too, guys, and I did a different video about this, you can't rely on pain compliance to force somebody to stop. If you've ever seen an MMA fight where you've seen somebody in a shoulder lock or a knee bar or a foot lock, and you're thinking to yourself, holy crap, why doesn't that person tap out? Well, you don't know what their pain compliance is, and then they're also under the effects of adrenaline, which is a very, very powerful drug. The person that's attacking you, the person we are shooting, the one we are trying to stop the threat, we don't know their mental condition, we don't know what type of drug they are under, even if it is just adrenaline. That is a very, very powerful drug. So we can't rely on pain compliance to force somebody to stop. We have to physically force them to stop by creating enough massive blood loss, so high thoracic, enough massive blood loss, shooting their heart until they pass out. Shot placement is key. If y'all want to start a bar fight, down below in the comments section about the caliber debate, knock yourself out, but I would encourage you to go look at the FBI ballistics data, how they compare 9 versus 40 versus 45. It's not the caliber of the gun, it's shot placement. It's where we put those rounds. Thank you guys for watching. Be safe, be smart, be skilled. We'll catch you on the next video.